everybody, my name's Kiahonfire and welcome to another Conan Exiles video. If it's your first time here, welcome, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. Anyway, encumbrance builds. How can you carry lots in the exiled lands and not be slow and encumbered? Well, if you want an encumbrance build, we can do this, or you could just do this. You could just use the Beast of the Burden. When overcumbered, you can dodge and move at full speed. Boom, done, end of video. Of course, I am joking here. I mean, you can fully use that if you want to. However, this video is for people that perhaps don't want to use that trait. Perhaps they want their normal kind of builds. They want their vit strength and all of that good stuff. And then, yeah, you could also enjoy some outfit that would give you extra, weight and all of that. So this is for those kind of people. Use this build and have whatever attributes you want, or just use the Beast of the Burden and you can just forget about whatever else. Anyway, let's check out the build I have on right now for those who are interested in having an encumbrance build or encumbrance armor for that extra encumbrance. And I have a few options for you here today, just in case it's not appropriate for said map you're on or whatever else. Anyway, starting off with the best headgear you can have, plus 45 bearer pack. These are really good to have because they just add the most carrying capacity you can have on a helmet in the game currently. They're really, really good, worth having, and they weigh like nothing either, so they're really good to have. Now looking at options of chest plates and tassets, they're kind of the same here. So we have the Remnant chest plate, which is a delving bench recipe. Same with the tasset. It gives you plus 30 in weight on each of these pieces, and they're both light armor, so they're going to mean you're going to be carrying around less, and that will be good for you. But you can also use the primitive skirt and chest plate if you want, which give the same amount. Both are light armor, but do give a little bit more armor value than these tend to do. So it might be a good one to have. Also, you can get this on the Isle of Sipter, usually in the Isle of the Dust camp. It's a good place to go. But I've opted for the Remnant chest plate for now, just because it looks a little bit nicer. Well, I guess you could have like this if you wanted to. That also looks pretty cool. And then I also have the Noble skirt. Now, the reason I chose this over both of these is because the weight of it gives you much less. You can see it's 0.4 in weight. Gives you barely any armor though, so decide which one you prefer. If you want a little bit more armor, or if you want to get the weight down as much as possible, then you can wear the Noble skirt, and you can get that from the DLC Debaucheries of Decketo for this skirt in particular. So perhaps if you don't have that DLC, you could use a different one or something like that. And then we have the boots of the Serpent, plus 45 in carrying capacity. They're really, really good boots. They're light as well, don't weigh very much, and give you that 16 armor value. However, you could use the War Mammoth boots. They give you a plus 45 also, but they give you way more armor. So if armor's a matter of you, if that's important to you, then wear them, because it gives you loads more armor and it will be way more worth it. However, it will bring up your weight a little bit more having them on. However, they're very, very good boots. The only thing with these boots is they're kind of hard to get because they're from the unnamed city, and you have to prey on RNGesus to get it from the bosses. All the skeleton bosses there and the white boss, you can get it from there. Then you have the choice of the Silent Legion light gauntlets, which I had the wrong ones on, whoopsie. But anyway, carrying capacity plus 30 in these. It's a light armor, doesn't weigh very much. And there you go, they're very nice also. So if you wanted to keep the weight down and everything, you could wear it like this with that one, and there you go. You can get a little bit of armor there, light armor, that will stop you from dying, but you'll have amazing encumbrance. So as you can see on here, I have 535 encumbrance I can use if I really wanted to, and do some building. Maybe perhaps you want to wear this while you're building, or you could be wearing it while doing something else. That's why I say, you could have the structural integrity buff instead of Beast of the Burden, and then have an outfit that can carry lots while you're building. You could use this as a building outfit. You could also use it just to farm as well. You can farm a lot with it. Please note, on craftable armor, such as the light Silent Legion stuff or the Remnant armor, you can actually get a higher carrying capacity on this by crafting it with a armorer. Now, depending on the tier of your armorer, if it is a tier 3 or a named one, you can get a much better percentage of carrying capacity, aka with a normal one I get 30, with a tier 3 I get 34.5, and with a named one I can get 36 carrying capacity on my Silent Legion light gauntlets. So if you can craft it, you'll get a much better weight out of it. I'm just showing you the absolute basics. So if you want a much better weight, craft it with a good armourer and you can get even more weight. You can do this with the Serpent boots, you can do it with the Remnant armour, you can do it with the Primitive Man armour, the Silent Legion lights and all of that good stuff. You can get some extra armour bonuses. And that brings me on to my buffing items. So of course you're going to want a nice, tool to harvest with, up to you what that is. I really like pickaxes, they're really versatile and you only have to use one. Really like those. And then there's the Lasting Feast, plus 45 carrying capacity. Bin the Rhino Head Soup, it's much harder to get, this is really easy. You literally need a stove, go and learn it, and then go into your stove, and there it is, Lasting Feast. It costs a cooked roast haunch, so just get some exotic flesh, cook it, aloe leaves, and soup. And soup's really easy to get. It's really good stuff. Let's find the soup. It doesn't take much to make soup either. There we go, soup. It takes purified water, feral flesh, and salt. Salt really easy to get. Crystal in the grinder, feral flesh out of most beasts, and then purified water. Very self-explanatory because you could make it in here with a water-filled glass flask. And then you'll have yourself Lasting Feast. And you can also find Lasting Feast in a lot of chests and stuff like that. I find it all over the map, so it's really easy to get out that way, or you can just make loads and it's really handy to have. So we'll take one of those, and that's going to increase things much more for me. So you can see right there, plus 45 carry weight has been increased to me, so that is very handy. We got even more weight now, 580 in my encumbrance slot. That is very handy. And then you can also double it up with Elixir of Numbing, which is also not too bad to make. You learn it when you learn about potions and all of that, and you can go ahead and make it. So like if you go into your knowledge tab, and you go in here, and then you learn your improved fireball cauldron, which of course you can make your alchemy table out of. And you can see in there you can make the Elixir of Numbing, which will only cost you one water-filled glass flask, alchemic base, and frost lotus powder, which is basically frost lotus ground in the grinder. So it's incredibly easy to make, not bad at all, and you can go and double that up so you can eat it, and there you go. That gives you even more weight. So then we're going to look at our attributes. You can see I have 625 weight now, so that's way better, and you can see it doubling up in there. So we have the carry weight, and then you have the one from the elixir, and that goes really nicely. So you can see I've got some attribute help there, item help there, happy days, 217, very nice. And then the attributes give me a lot as well. So you can use that if it helps. It should be very useful to have this kind of gear if you want to use it like that. Depends how you want to roll your stats, but I thought I'd make the video to give you some choices and whatever else. And like I said, if you don't want to be bothered with any of this, then you can just easily go into expertise and give yourself beast of the burden. And then you can just wear whatever you want, and then when over encumbered you can dodge and move at full speed, so you can just keep encumbering and all of that, hold loads of stuff, happy days, and have the movement still. But this is an option for those that don't want to use that perk and then want some weight gear or something. There you go, you have that as another option. And there's always the option, by the way, of using medium, light and heavy armor, just the traditional stuff, because you know what that does. That gives you plus 15 carry weight on all the pieces. So if you don't have like said DLC for said pieces, etc., you can use that, and that will guarantee you some points in carry weight and all of that good stuff. And that's just in the base game if you're struggling with certain items. I have looked at lots and lots of different pieces of armor, and this seems to be the kind of combination I can come up with, although it does kind of cross against a few DLCs and stuff like that, unfortunately. But this should help at least if you want some nice weight armor. That should help you on your travels and carrying lots of good stuff. If you're wondering how to get this equipment as well, I can tell you how. For the bearer pack, locate a bearer. This one I found is right here, but you can find them all over the map. Knock out said bearer, get him to cook up on the Wheel of Pain, place him down, and then go and rob his own outfit. Thank you, bearer. Thank you. And now you can break his bond. Bye. free bearer pack. Happy days. For the Remnant armor, all you need is a delving bench and some Eldarian bars, and then you need to transfer some Lemurian items like Lemurian armor. Doesn't have to be the gauntlets. Then go ahead and delve with your Eldarium and your Lemurian bits. If you go to the sunken dungeon on the Exiled Lands, you can actually get some free armor, and boom, there we go, Remnant's armor. Use it, and then we can go ahead and make it. If you don't fancy that kind of crap, go to the Earl of Dusk on Scepter and go to Duskholm, and then you can go ahead and click the tablet. Boom, Primitive Man armor set. That's how you get that. For the Light Silent Legion armor gauntlets, if you want to go inside the Tower of Scepter for Scepter players, bring your Fragments of Power and then hope to RNGesus that it's going to give you the actual schematic, and that's how you'd learn it. So there we go, we got a couple there. I got the light and the medium apparently. Very nice. And then you just yum yum and you can go and make it. For those on Exiled Lands is way easier. Go to the Black Keep, go through said ominous hallway and go through said ominous door. I'm not going to tell you how to do this dungeon. I've done so many videos on it and many people have covered it. So anyway, do dungeon. Kill this man if you want. You don't actually have to if you don't want to though. And then go into the back of his room and go and collect all the lovely tablets. And oh yeah, you'll need Star Metal tools to learn this too. But go and click on all the tablets. They're all in the back of the room. There's 4 of them. There's some on the other side, and that will give you the Light Silent Legion armor also. As for the Mammoth boots, there are like several of these guys around the Unknown City, and you can kill them and pray to RNGesus that you're actually going to get what you want, because they won't always drop what you want. So you're going to have to kill like a few of these or one of these. Depends how lucky you are for the Mammoth boots. If you want to do it that way, it's also a possibility. And getting the basic weight gear, aka light, medium and heavy, that's very self-explanatory. Just learn Armourer and you get them. Boom, done. Then make them in an Armourer's bench, of course, because that's what you're going to need to do. As for getting the Serpent boots, go to a Serpent vault, such as this one, Sanctuary of the Serpent, or you can go to the other one on the other side of the Isle of Scepter, in this one by New Luxor. You basically want to complete the vault and go to the end of the vault, because at the end of the vault there's these 2 plaques you can get. They're usually around the room, and then you can learn the Serpent's armory and vault armors, and then get some nice loot as well. But that will give you the knowledge to make the boots of the Serpent, and again, it's a craftable, so you can make it have a better carry weight, depending on your armourer. Anyway, that's pretty much everything in this video today. I hope you found it helpful. Thank you for watching. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!